was a busy week for the fact-checkers at Politifact, based at the Poynter Institute in St. Petersburg. Joining us now is one of the reporters with Politifact, Marta Campabadal Graus. And Marta, welcome to Florida this week.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Good to see you. Let's go through some of the claims made during the convention. There were a whole lot of them. On Tuesday, Florida's U.S. Senator Rick Scott said, under Donald Trump, we were not at war, referring to Trump's 4 years in the White House. Is that true? Were we not at war during those 4 years?
Well, we rated Scott's claim as false. The truth is that the U.S. remained at war in Afghanistan throughout Trump's presidency. There were about 2,500 service members left in Afghanistan and Iraq at the end of his term in January 2021. Trump didn't enter the U.S. into a new sustained armed conflict with another country, or, for example, he didn't seek a new congressional authorization to use military force. He frequently criticized American involvement in the Middle East and took steps to withdraw certain troops from Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. But he used military force in other countries. For example, his administration ordered airstrikes, drone attacks, and supplemented allied militaries with U.S. troops. Trump also sent more resources to Iraq and Syria to fight the Islamic State group, which included also sending additional service members. During Trump's presidency, about 65 active duty service members died in hostile action. So that's why we rated these false.
Okay. Republican Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana said during the convention that on the border, Biden and Harris opened it up to the entire world. Prisons are being emptied. How did Politifact rate that?
We rated that claim as false. It's something we've been seeing, many politicians repeating this claim, and the U.S. southern border is not open. There are hundreds of physical barriers, such as fences, surveillance technology, drones, and also about 20,000 U.S. Border Patrol agents that help limit who and what comes into the U.S. Additionally, immigration officials at the border continue to enforce immigration law, and U.S. immigration officials have arrested people with criminal convictions at the border. That's true, but there is no evidence that prisons are being emptied or that foreign countries are sending prisoners to the U.S. In fact, immigration officials have arrested 110,000 non-citizens with criminal convictions from fiscal years from 2021 to 2024. This data includes 4 months of Trump's administration. Not everyone was let in. The term non-citizens includes people who may have had legal immigration status in the U.S., but were not U.S. citizens. Immigration experts have told us that, despite data's limitations, there's no evidence to support that statement.
Marta, thanks a lot. Well, the next question is about the Republican vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance. He said Donald Trump created the greatest economy in history for workers. Marta, what about that?
We rated this as false. The unemployment rate, which is the strongest evidence for this assertion, shows us that during Trump's presidency, the unemployment rate fell to levels untouched in 5 decades, but his successor, Biden, matched or exceeded those levels. Another thing to look at is the gross domestic product, which is the sum of the country's economic activity, and these were broadly similar under Trump to what they were, for example, during the final 6 years under his predecessor, Obama. And GDP growth under Trump was well below that of previous presidents. Wage growth also didn't set records under Trump. And another metric to look at, which is the growth rate in personal consumption per person, which is, it determines for many families how much they can spend on food, clothing, housing, healthcare, and travel. This wasn't higher under Trump than previous presidents. In Trump's 3 years in office through January 2020, real consumption per person grew by 2% a year. So we rated this claim false.
Okay. About the jobs that are created under Joe Biden, 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens, said the president. What about that?
Yeah, we rated this as mostly false. This Republican talking point paints the Biden years as being better for foreign-born workers than native-born Americans, but this is wrong. Since Biden took office in early 2021, the number of foreign-born Americans who are employed has risen by about 5.6 million. But these numbers, first of all, include both non-citizens who are in the country illegally and legally. And over the same period, the number of native-born Americans employed has increased 7.4 million. So 5.6 and 7.4. So the unemployment rate for native-born workers under Biden is comparable to what it was during the final 2 pre-pandemic years of Trump's presidency. That's why, it's been better for foreign-born Americans during Biden, but also for born Americans.
Okay, one more question. I want to quickly ask about this post on social media, which shows Donald Trump playing golf or riding his golf cart the day after getting shot. Is that true? Did Trump go golfing the day after the assassination attempt?
Well, that's not true. This picture is from 2022, from September 2022. The former president, after what happened in Pennsylvania, he returned to his home at the Trump National Golf Course in Bedminster, New Jersey. But the photo of Trump driving a golf cart was not taken in Bedminster. The picture is, again, from September 2022, when Trump visited the National Golf Course in Sterling, Virginia. So no, this picture is not from the day after the assassination attempt.
Marta, we got to be very careful about what we post on the internet. You have a lot of footnotes when you do these Politifact checks. Where can people find the Politifact checks that we just talked about?
Yeah, so you can find them on our website or on our social media. Politifact, we publish every day, and in situations like the Republican National Convention, there's like live fact checking. So we fact check live what people are saying. So yeah, go check our website.
Marta, it's great to have you here. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.